Alright, welcome back to WMMAC Now with your host Chuck Stevenson, coming at you with a pair of fight announcements out of Bellator. So Bellator is returning to Hawaii for Bellator 279 Pettis vs. Stotts on April 23rd, that's a Saturday, and they have announced a pair of ladies bouts. First up, we're going to the Featherweight division. Featherweight title bout, a rematch. Cris Cyborg taking on Arlene Angerfist Blencowe. Now these two met for the first time in October of 2020, with Cyborg coming away the victor, defending the title over Blencowe via, I believe it was submission, rear naked choke submission. And Blencowe, since then, she's gone on to win 2 straight fights, picking up, and Cyborg has also, I believe, won 2 straight since then. So 2 fights since then for each of them, and they're going to run it back. Let's go ahead and take a look at the stats on this one. Cyborg coming in at 25-2. Blencowe coming in at 15-8. Now Cyborg, of course, like I said, since the last time has won 2 straight, defeating Leslie Smith in a rematch via TKO, and then most recently defeated Sinead Kavanaugh via knockout just a few months ago. Blencowe, since the loss to Cyborg, defeated Diana Silva via TKO, and then decisioned Pam Sorensen about 3.5 months ago. Cyborg is the younger fighter, 36-39 for Blencowe. She will be taller at 5 feet 8 inches, 173 centimeters to 5'6", 168 centimeters for Blencowe, and Cyborg will have the height reach advantage as well, 69 inches, 175 centimeters to 64.5 inches, 164 centimeters for Blencowe. So having watched Blencowe's 2 fights since the first Cyborg bout, she has improved. You know, even at 39 years old, she continues to show improvement and just keeps getting better. The big question is, has she gotten good enough to beat Cyborg? And I'll be honest, like, I'm not even a Cyborg fan, and I'll be honest, I do not see her beating Cyborg. It's especially not good when you are the only submission victory on a fighter's record, which that is Blencowe. She is the only submission victory on Cyborg's record. Good luck to Arlene Blencowe. I'll be cheering for her, but the early pick is going to be Cris Cyborg. I mean, when one fighter wins by finish, they're more likely going to win the second time around. For the second fight on that card, we move down to the Flyweight division. Ilima-Lei Macfarlane taking on Justine Kish. Now this will be Macfarlane's first bout since losing the Flyweight title to the current champ Juliana Velasquez at Bellator 254 in December of 2020. For Kish, this will be a fairly quick turnaround for her. She just made her Bellator debut a little over 2 weeks ago at the time of this recording, dropping a decision to Deanna Bennett. Taking a look at the stats on this one, the Eliminator coming in at 11-1, only defeated 1 time in her career before, so obviously she was undefeated for 11 straight bouts. Kish, on the other hand, desperately needs a win here. Out of her last, 6 bouts, she has won a single fight. She got cut from the UFC on a loss to Tracy Cortez in April of 2021, and then makes her Bellator debut and then drops a decision there. Kish needs a win here. Kish is the elder fighter by 2 years, 34-32 for Macfarlane. Kish is just slightly taller, 5 feet 5 inches, 165 centimeters to 5 feet 4 inches, 163 centimeters for Macfarlane. Macfarlane, though, has the reach advantage, 66.5 inches, 169 centimeters to 64.5 inches, 164 centimeters for Kish. So, this is basically meant to be a tune-up fight for Macfarlane, because she's coming off of her first loss, and she's fighting in front of her home crowd in Hawaii, taking on an opponent that has 1 win in her last 5. This is meant in every way to be a tune-up fight for Macfarlane. Kish is meant to go in there and lose, and I don't mean that as in like, oh, she's going to, you know, lose on purpose or anything. No, I mean, this is creative matchmaking by Bellator to ensure that they can build one of their, you know, homegrown fighters, one of their homegrown stars, back up. Which, this is common in boxing, much more so than in, like, MMA. So, I'm not surprised that Bellator is doing this. On the feet, I see it as even. But if it goes to the ground, and I have a hard time seeing Macfarlane not getting it to the ground, Kish is going to be in her world. So I think this fight eventually gets to the ground, and it's going to be Macfarlane by submission or TKO. Or it could easily go to a decision. Either way, this is meant to be Macfarlane's fight to lose. So we'll have to see. But yeah, it is definitely meant to be a, you know, a turnaround fight for Macfarlane. Kish not getting it easy in Bellator either. Anyway, those are my initial thoughts on these fights. Bellator 279, Pettis versus Stotts. You got the Featherweight Championship, Cyborg versus Blencowe II. And then at Flyweight, Ilima-Lei Macfarlane versus Justine Kish. Let me know your thoughts on these bouts in the comments down below. If you liked the video, please give it a like, and while you're at it, don't forget to subscribe to Wmma Scene Now, the best, most complete women's mixed martial arts dedicated platform on YouTube. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.